Well, it's an image problem for Democrats, whether they think it is or not. When you go out and you talk to groups of people and they ask questions that people who don't follow politics all the time ask, it's remarkable how many people do know about it. They picked up that aspect of politics. Now, what they don't know is also important. What they don't necessarily see is that so far, at least, the Democratic Socialists have won in deeply blue areas, with maybe one exception, kind of a purplish district in Colorado. But it's overwhelmingly deeply blue, inner suburbs, central city districts. That's very different. And these are primaries, as one of your commenters in the last section mentioned. The turnouts are low in primaries, which is a very bad thing, by the way. If you don't vote in primaries, you're part of the problem. We need more people participating in primaries on both sides so that the crazy right wing and the crazy left wing doesn't dominate our politics. And that's really what you're doing when you decide not to vote in primaries. And then in November, people inevitably say, how did we end up with these two turkeys? How did we end up with this Republican turkey and this Democratic turkey? We have better people to run for office. And one key reason why is because you didn't participate in the primaries.
So do you think this means that Democratic voters generally are moving to the left, or are these outliers?
I'm not going to call them outliers because I think it represents a real strain in the Democratic Party, born of frustration that Donald Trump is in his second term as president and did very well in the last election. He didn't cross the 50% mark of the popular vote quite, but he did very well in the swing states, carried all the swing states. And Democrats are very frustrated by what happened. They're frustrated at Joe Biden and the Biden administration generally for, in their view, delivering the presidency back to Donald Trump. And there is such animus toward Trump. And be honest, he stokes it. He enjoys it. He likes having enemies because he uses them as devil figures. And because of that, Democrats want to do something, and yet they have no power, except in the Senate because of a rule of the Senate. The rule of 60 on some items, non-reconciliation items, where you need 60 votes, and therefore, since Republicans have 53 votes, they need to find 6 or 7 Democrats to join in with them, assuming they don't lose any Republican votes. They may need more Democratic votes. But other than that rule in the Senate, Democrats have nothing. They don't have the White House. They don't have the bureaucracy. They don't have the U.S. House. They don't have the U.S. Senate. They certainly don't have the Supreme Court. Yes, a few rulings have gone against President Trump, but overwhelmingly, this court has been incredibly friendly to President Trump and has given him a lot of additional power. So what are Democrats to do other than get angry and lash out? And sometimes, as we know in our personal lives, when you get frustrated and you lash out, you quadruple your problems.